I don't trust that horse. It looks like a human. It needs to be a horse.
This week, I visited the Ekka show. What the heck is Ekka, you might be asking? Ekka is an extremely excellent and exciting event, the Royal Queensland Show, which takes place in Brisbane every single year. They've got rides, games, food, entertainment, and all kinds of interesting educational rural stuff, and it's really cool. Usually we drive up to the Ekka, but this year we took the train instead. The Ekka Loop is a super convenient option. This train is available from Roma Street Station, Central Station, and Fortitude Valley Station, and it takes you directly to the Ekka Showgrounds. So I highly recommend using the service if you're visiting the Ekka show, because the fare only costs, I believe, about 50 cents, which is much better than having to pay for parking. We visited on a Monday and it was very busy, as you can see here on the main stretch. It's a sea of people. It's got a lovely atmosphere. It's very vibrant and lively and very exciting. As soon as we arrived, we were feeling pretty hungry, so we went to the Woolworths Pavilion to get some food. This is where a lot of the food stands are located, and it's really cool if you're a foodie or like to try out different types of meals. There's heaps of options here to choose from, but we opted for this really nice looking Italian place, and we shared some pasta, and it was delicious. It was so good. The sauce was fantastic. We had to wander around looking at some of the rides and attractions and some of the stands, and there's so much to look at. You could easily visit here for a couple of days and just enjoy the different precincts that they have to offer. It's a lot of fun seeing all the animals, seeing the horses and all the rural stuff as well. Is very interesting. And if you're into rides, there's heaps of rides to choose from here. I didn't personally go on any of the attractions, but there's definitely lots of stuff to choose from. Coasters, flat rides, they all look pretty terrifying. I don't think I would be riding some of these attractions anytime soon. I love the sort of tacky vibe of a lot of these fairground attractions. They've got very unusual paintings, often depicting Elvis or other iconic musicians or actresses or actors, and I don't really understand why, but it always makes me laugh seeing it. I didn't realize, but this year was actually the 150th Ekka show, and it was fun checking out this little historic exhibition that they had in one of the large show buildings and learning about the history of the show, and I can see why it's such an iconic tradition in Queensland and Australia. I also enjoy checking out a lot of the baking and arts on display. There's heaps of cool stuff to look at, and there's so many talented people that enter their creations into the competition, and it's a lot of fun to go around and check all these things out. There was a interesting show with a magician, I think. I sort of walked in halfway through, so I wasn't entirely sure what was happening, but he seemed to be sticking a balloon down his throat, and then he popped it with a sword, which was quite disturbing. The showground is split into different precincts, and a lot of the rides are all located on one side of the showgrounds in this huge fairground area. They've got heaps of flat rides, the Wild Mouse coaster and the Spook ghost train. There's also a sort of walk-through horror attraction which seems to be very popular. It's a lot of fun spending time in this area, especially if you're into photography or videography, to practice your skills. And I got some cool shots. If you want to see my photos, make sure to check out my Instagram where I post lots of my photography. We enjoyed the pasta we had so much that we actually had it again for dinner, and it was delicious. I added the meatballs to mine, and it was fantastic. I would happily eat that every single day. There was also a army band playing, and I genuinely think they were one of the best bands I've ever heard live. They were fantastic. Every single member of the band was incredibly talented, and were performing some really impressive, creative mashups. I can't remember what the mashup was. There was one with Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai, and it was awesome. It was so cool. We didn't stick around for the fireworks show because we were taking the train back to the Gold Coast, so we wanted to get back nice and early before the rush. But that brings me to the end of my visit to the Ekka show for 2026. I had such a nice time, and I can't wait to come back and visit the event again next year. I highly recommend going to check it out if you're a Queenslander or if you're visiting Brisbane or the Gold Coast. It's such a cool event and such a blast. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a like, a friendly comment, or subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. And before we finish, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the members and sponsors of Team Yum Yum for supporting my content. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I also wanted to apologize because I've been having some hard drive problems recently, and I haven't had access to all the drawings that I made for the members and sponsors. I'm looking at getting this fixed soon, so in the meantime I apologize for not including the drawings and animations, but I really appreciate your support, and hopefully I'll get these back soon.